Well, good morning and welcome to another morning edition here at Daryllorette Cafe. I'm your host, Daryllorette. Well, it's been a rough weekend, and I definitely can say that because I feel like it's been a rough weekend. Um, I just came from the kitchen. I'm a little hungry, so I just fixed myself a bowl of oatmeal and a couple of chopped bananas, and I got a cup of tea here, a cup of green tea. Well, I stayed up last night, not late, but I stayed up last night. I watched. I stayed up last night till 7 o'clock and watched. No, there was Sin City. Sin City was on last night, and I got the DVD, but I never bought. I've had it for like 5 years, and I've never watched the bloody thing. So I watched it on TV, even though it was somewhat edited with the language and whatnot, and it was like the the first part of it was cut off because there was some other show on that ran overtime, and they joined the program. That was already it was already you know now we join it. It comes on and says now we join our regular program that's already in progress, and that's it. And so I missed maybe the first 10 minutes of it, but since I got the DVD, I could always just watch it again if I want to. But I watched it. First movie I watched in a while because it was either that or Jurassic Park, which I already saw. So I decided to watch that. So I thought that was pretty good. It's something. It's almost like a movie from the 40s. Made today. So anyway, the only problem is so much violence and whatnot that was. Well, if it wasn't like a comic book, you would be probably a little shocked by all the violence in it. Because I remember when I was a kid, I bought comic books, but I never really read them. I kind of just looked at the pictures and whatnot. And the most graphic comic book I got was probably when I was a kid was probably that text guy. The one that Josh Brolin just played in, the cowboy one. He had one. I remember they had one where that I liked that was all about a werewolf. Yeah. Anyway, so I feel like I'm still recovering from my audition on Saturday. I woke up actually as I was cooking my breakfast. I thought to myself, "My God, I feel like a stunt man who just got snot kicked out of him." So I think today's going to be a pretty subdued day. It's going to be a somewhat busy week. I gotta go to the dentist later on in the weekend. I gotta make another trip up to Toronto later in the week. So it's gonna be a bit busy, more so than usual. I'm not just you know sitting here in front of my computer every day of the week. Sometimes I actually have to go outside, and it's really cold right now. There's frost on the window, and according to my computer, it says -2, partly cloudy here in Hamilton. So that's pretty damn cold. -2? Well, actually, that's not that cold, but lately it's been. I haven't seen the minus sign on there for I don't think that's the first time. I think so. I think it's probably cold to say. You know, safe to say that it's probably cold outside. I will say this much about my audition on Saturday. Sitting here for the past, since last June, so what's that, 6 months or more? Over 6, 7 months with a webcam and doing making these webcam videos every day has actually helped me with my auditions, because despite the fact that I do have experience going back to the mid 80s working with video cameras and whatnot from when I lived in BC. I worked at a small television station, and I got to use all the video equipment and editing equipment and sound equipment and all that. I even made a few videos, you know, went out and filmed a guy, professional badminton player, play the local high school teacher and kick his butt. And then a friend of mine, him and I, we made a video about how to operate a video camera. This is back in like 1980, early 86 probably it was. Back in, yeah, it was like early 86, you know, winter, spring of 86. And so, you know, I have experience working with video cameras, but I still a little shy of that camera. You know, it's like you got to develop, you got to get used to and develop a relationship with the camera that's in front of you. And one thing I'll say that this webcam has done, it's helped me get used to and develop some sort of relationship with the camera. You know, I can now, I've noticed from my last audition that I can actually look into the camera and not feel as intimidated as I once did. So my confidence is boosted a little bit, and I like to think it's because that I've been making these silly webcam videos for the past 7 months. At least I hope it's helping me in some way in that respect. So go figure. Anyway, back to the oatmeal. Oh my. Let's see if the tea is steeped enough. The only problem with the webcam is like I like to slouch over, you know. I like to look into I like to watch the video as it's pretty much recording, so I'm not looking directly into the camera. I'm looking at the video as it's being recorded, so I can watch myself and to see what I'm doing. And I actually I caught myself, because they have a monitor when they're filming your audition, they have a monitor there as well. And I could see the monitor out of the corner of my eye, and I wanted to watch myself at the same time as I was performing for the camera, and whoever was watching the audition in the back. So that was one that might be a bit of a bad habit, you know. Well, you know, you tend to want to watch yourself to see. It's hard to be objective when you're sitting in front of a camera and you're not watching yourself perform. So that's probably one reason I like to, instead of looking into the camera all the time, and all you're going to get is a reflection of the monitor, the monitor, my computer monitor. Is that what it's called? And all you're going to get is this reflection off my glasses. If I look into the video camera, all you're going to see is reflection off my glasses. So that's another reason I look down, is you don't get any light reflecting, or not as much light reflecting off my glasses. So, you know. So I'm still very tempted right now to take some acting lessons, and it's just a question. I have someone in mind that I want to contact, that I don't know. I talked to her. I only talked to her once a long time ago. When I originally, I think it was back in 2003 maybe. I originally was looking for an acting class, and so I actually did talk to this woman. But at the time I had absolutely no experience with acting lessons or acting classes or workshops. So I was a little, just talking to somebody on the phone wasn't enough. So I wound up, instead of going to Toronto, which is where she was and still is, instead of going all the way to Toronto and taking an acting lesson, I found one here in Hamilton, and figured, I might as well, stay close to home right now, because, I have no experience with taking acting workshops or classes. So, let me not travel too far until I get a little more experience with stuff like that. But last year, I did something that I wanted to do in order to sort of test my endurance. Was take an improv class that was an intense improv class that was for 5 consecutive days straight, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and travel back and forth to Toronto from Hamilton, and stick that out for 5 days, and accomplish that, do that workshop or that improv class, and in the hopes that it would teach me something, and also build up some stamina or something along those lines. So, but I think it's helped. At least I feel it has. So the question now is, like, I know what I want to work on in an acting class or a workshop. So it's just a question of finding the right teacher who's teaching the right thing that I want to work on. And the person I have in mind is someone who has written on her website that this is something that she works on. It's a problem that I have, where I tend to be, I get stuck in my head, and I want to work on, becoming more in touch with my emotions or my feelings, and get out of my head, and that's something I need to work on, and I need to find somebody, an acting teacher, an acting coach, who can help me work on that, because that's something I've actually been trying to find someone to help me with that for the past 5 years, because I know it's a problem that I have and something that I feel I should work on. So I'm hoping maybe that might be the direction I might be going in. So I think, as far as I know, that could be it. So anyway, looks like we're running out of time again. So I'm going to finish my oatmeal, and we'll see you next time. So this is Daryl Lorette here at Daryl Lorette Cafe, wishing you a good Monday. All right, see you again. Bye-bye.